And I'm Lorne Rubenstein, and I'm here with Adam Hammond for another session of Sinai Stories. Now, Adam, you're involved with the synagogue both as an employee and a congregant, so you've got double participation there. Can you tell us how this came about, particularly how the shul has expanded to meet your needs and vice versa in terms of its programs?
So, I guess to start, my family's been involved with Temple Sinai for years. I know, my grandfather was president going back a while, and my mother was one of the first, not the first, but one of the first to be bat mitzvahed at the synagogue. For them, it was supernatural or very natural for me to be, involved. I was there since junior kindergarten, worked my way up through the Sunday school program and a bar mitzvah prep, and it was a natural transition from being a student there to wanting to be involved in the educational program. Like a lot of people, I started volunteering when I was in grade 9, trying to get those community service hours for high school, and again, it was another natural transition into helping out on Sunday mornings.
What did you find in Temple Sinai that made you want to be such a participant? Was it the fact that your family had been involved? Because not everybody who was involved, who was, in a synagogue from the time they're a kid, really deepens that involvement, but you did.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think what my experience wasn't different than from a lot of students where, parents make you go and, oh, I don't want to go. But at some point it changed into me seeing all of the opportunities and experiences that Temple Sinai was, wanted to offer to its members. I was really fortunate that I was able to be involved in all of the trips through the synagogue, whether it was, there was Washington, New York, the Israel trip was amazing. And, there was a certain point, I think I was in high school when I said, Adam, there's all these amazing opportunities. There's no reason for you to ever say no. And so I said, yes, yes, yes. And because of some generous people in the community, I was able to participate in the March of the Living. With some other congregants from Temple Sinai. I was able to attend a leadership seminar in Belgium, again, organized through Temple Sinai. And, all these opportunities, they played a huge role in developing who I am today. So I like to stay involved because when I'm seeing the young people that come in on Sunday mornings and Tuesday evenings, I remember what it was like when I was there, and I think, it makes a big difference if you can give them an experience where they say, like, I'm having a lot of fun. And I know that if you lose that involvement when you're young, it's not always easy to come back in. And so for me right now, my efforts in giving back are, I want to make experiences for young adults and the young students where hopefully they can have all the experiences I had.
Mm-hmm. I see some artwork behind you. I don't know if that's your work or somebody else's, but it strikes me as we're talking that Temple Sinai has given you an opportunity to express yourself in creative ways. Do you think it's an accurate way to put it?
It's an understatement. As far as the art behind me, I can take credit for this one, but the others not so much. But I was very fortunate that, as I had been involved in the Sunday morning education program, I got to try out a lot of different things, whether it was, working one-on-one with students who had special requirements or, teaching a class. And I found my way into working in the cooking program. And it started out as an assistant, and after a couple of years of that, they asked, would you like to run the program? And again, I said yes. 3 years later, I won how much fun I had with it. I wasn't much of a chef before then, but it let me grow in a way that I definitely wouldn't have otherwise.
You really got your hand and your brain in a lot of different areas there at
Oh
the
my
Sinai.
gosh.
It's
Oh yeah. It keeps
part
me
of your
busy.
life, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. It keeps me busy. And, I think, when under normal circumstances, obviously right now things are a little bit different, but I would spend, 3 hours on a Sunday morning and just over an hour on a Tuesday evening. So less than 5 hours a week, which really is no time at all. And makes you feel part of a community. It lets you build amazing connections with people who, I honestly, when I was younger, never thought I would be friends with. And I can say now that, I'm friends with the people who, the teachers who taught me when I was in grade 6 and 7. Like, I never thought that would happen, but they're great people who I'm super thankful to have in my life.
Well, you exemplify the two-way nature of the relationship. You giving to Temple Sinai giving to you. It's a pleasure to have you on here to hear you tell your Sinai story. Thank you very much for participating, Adam. Thank you again.
Yeah, thanks for the time, Lorne. I do appreciate it.
You bet. Take care and all the best.
All right, speak to you later.
All right, bye.